Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. I don't even know what time of day it is because I normally come on in the mornings, and this has got me all messed up coming on in the evenings. But I'm excited to be here. We are going to do the month of November for our Grabie calendar series. So I hope that you guys will join me. You will pull out your paints and you will have some fun with us doing some amazing paintings. How's it going, Lori? Welcome in. We are working on our Grabie calendar series for the month of November. And our calendar so far looks like this. Let me grab my light so you guys can see in the good light what it looks like. It does come with, hey Jamie, it comes with a stand, so I'm putting the stand together really quickly so that you guys can see how this looks. Oops, there we go. We have done all of the months except for November and December. So we are going to do that now. I'm so excited. Carrie sent me a cornucopia for the month of November, and it was a little bit stressing me out. So I did practice drawing it. I just want y'all to know I practiced drawing the cornucopia beforehand because I saw it and kind of panicked a little bit. And I was like, you guys have way too much faith in my ability to draw things. So, but I'm going to do it. And if it turns out to be a disaster, that's just the way it is. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not even going to worry about that because as I tell y'all every time, it is about the journey. It's about having fun. And if it turns out to be a disaster, then I'll just do something different before I put it on the calendar, right? That's all that can happen. The worst that can happen is that we start again, right? So, I am, however, going to dump my water really quickly. I forgot to do that before I started the live. So I'm going to do that. You guys, I have to tell y'all, I put my dog in this morning to get his shots, and he got microchipped and he got neutered, and he's having to wear the cone of shame for the next 5 to 10 days, and he is so unhappy about that. I am not kidding you. He's not a happy camper. All right, so we are going to be painting the month of November today out of this Grabie calendar. I'm going to give everybody time to get on, get their paints ready, all the things like we usually do. I'm going to pin the calendar below so that everybody knows what we're using. And it's on a great price right now. I have ordered more than one for myself because after doing this, I have several people that I want to do a calendar for because I've had so much fun doing this one. So I went ahead and ordered some extra ones while they were on sale. And I am not sorry about it. I am all for it. This is going to be a good journey for me. I'm going to really enjoy creating these calendars for people. So tell me, hi Tina Marie, how's it going? Welcome in, Quantum Love 888. Y'all don't forget to grab your engagement points right up here. Tap the screen. We are going to do a giveaway if we hit 30,000 likes tonight. We often do, so it's not unrealistic. We are going to do a giveaway with our fall earrings that are hand painted with the same palette that we're using for our calendar tonight. So if you are interested in being part of this giveaway, make sure that you tap that screen, give us lots of likes because we have to hit 30,000 likes in order to set up this giveaway. I think these are super cute. I hand painted them with this palette that we're going to use tonight. So, and I cut them with my laser, and everything's handmade. So that is our giveaway for this evening. If we hit our 30,000 likes. And I am getting a message to remind you guys that the Super Fan fan club is on 50% off. So for the first month. So make sure if you're interested in being a super fan, you guys click on that and do that process. But main thing is to grab your fan club points, and we can do all the fun things that are FREE, and we don't have to worry about the rest. All right. Sissy, welcome in. I hope that you guys are ready to paint, because this is going to be so fun. We are going to do a cornucopia. I do have an inspiration pick that I will show you guys in a moment. Let's go through the calendar so that you guys can see. Sissy, welcome in. Did I already tell you welcome in? I think I did. Sorry. My brain's a little off today. It's been a long day. So let's go through what we've done so far. We've done January. We've done February, March, April. I love April. May. I love May just because I didn't think I could do this, and we did it, and I'm proud of myself. June. So cute. Love the neons. July. Super cute. Honestly, I feel like this is one of the most difficult ones that I did. For some reason, I found this one very difficult. I don't know why. August, my birthday month. I love it. Lemonade stand, the best. September, these colors are amazing. And I don't know if you can see this, but we used some metallics in it. You can see the metallics right here in the veins of this floral, or of this leaf. So cool. And October was yesterday. And this one was a true trust the process. All right. And I think tonight with the cornucopia, you guys, I just want you guys to know that it's going to be a trust the process. Okay. It's going to start out looking like a complete, total hot mess. So I need you guys to be prepared for that, and be prepared to trust the process on it. All right. Because it will turn out if we just trust that process. Okay. All right. Because it will turn out if we just trust that process. Okay. So I don't want you guys to get discouraged tonight, because we are definitely going to have to trust the process of this whole thing. Okay. Hang on one second. I need to put my phone on do. So I don't want you guys to get discouraged tonight, because we are definitely going to have to trust the process of this whole thing. Okay. Hang on one second. I need to put my phone on do not disturb. Okay. So let's talk about the products that we are going to use tonight. First off, we're going to use this Grabie 12-month calendar. Just so you know, I am doing a separate watercolor sheet of paper that I have cut to 5 inches by 4 1/4, because I don't trust myself not to mess up and then screw up my calendar. So I elected to do them on separate paper, but the calendar is watercolor paper. Okay. It does come with watercolor paper. It's very nice. It's very good paper, and you can paint directly onto it. The problem is I don't trust myself. So that is why I have not painted directly onto the calendar. Okay. I have only painted on a separate sheet of paper, because I felt like I just couldn't trust myself not to mess it up. Okay. So I want everybody to be clear on that. It does come with the stand. And let's go through this one more time for everybody that's new in the room before we move on to the paints that we're going to use and all the things. Okay. So here is where we're at as far as all the months that we've done so far. Tonight we're doing the month of November. But this is so far where our calendar is at. I feel like this is going to be such a cool gift to give. I cannot wait to see my best friend open this and see her face. She's going to be so stinking excited because she's always wanting my art, but I never have time to paint things for her because I'm always doing commissions for people and all the things. And she's going to be excited about this. So all right. Don't forget to tap the screen, guys. Don't forget, if we get to 30,000 likes, we are going to do a giveaway for hand-painted earrings, laser cut, hand-painted. So if you guys want to have a drawing for these, then make sure, or have a giveaway for those, make sure you're tapping the screen, hitting the like button, all the things. Thank you, Becca's Beyond for Treasures. I appreciate that so much. We do 1 month every single live, and tonight we're going to do the month of December. So hopefully everybody has their paints out and ready to go. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is we are going to use the Meeden palette, all right? Now, we're going to use the 96 color palette tonight. But you guys know that I absolutely 100% am for the 48 color palette as well. Hey, Tamalam. All right. So I know it is a hot mess, and it's a hot mess because I have used it every single day for over a year, over a year and a half now. And, the only color I've refilled is the white. It comes in paints that are lightest to darkest, so you learn how to shade really easy. This one comes with 6 metallics and 6 neons, along with all of the other regular colors. Your mixing pans are in the back. It does come with an eraser, a sponge, and a pencil and a brush. All right, this is an amazing palette on its own. You cannot go wrong whether you choose the 48 color palette or if you choose the 96 color palette. I love them both. We are going to use the 96 color palette tonight because we're doing a cornucopia, which is going to require a lot of mixing and a lot of colors. And so that is what we're using. The difference in the two is that the 96 color palette comes with 30 metallics. It comes with 12 of the macaroon colors, and it comes with 6 neons that are a little different than the neons that are in the 48 color palette. It also comes with 48 regular colors. Comes with your regular brush, it comes with your pencil, comes with your eraser, and your 2 sponges. It also has a pull-out palette that disconnects, and you can use it however you want, or you can just use it opened up the way that it comes on the palette. Whoops. Let me get that in there one-handed. It's kind of hard. Okay. So hopefully everyone will choose whichever palette that they want to use tonight. I will be using the 96 color palette. All right. Any questions so far? Sorry. I'm trying to soothe my throat. I meant to grab my water bottle before I left, and I didn't before I walked out of the house and came out here. Hi, Feral Mom. Welcome in. Okay, so that is the palette that we're going to use. Additionally, we will be using the Meeden brushes. All right, now there is an amazing brush that comes with the palette. So if you don't have the Meeden brushes, don't worry. You have a Meeden brush that comes with your palette. If you do not have this particular palette, that's fine. You don't have to do this tutorial with us, okay? We are doing, I haven't shown everybody what we're doing just yet, Feral Mom, but we are going to do a cornucopia for the month of November. So it's going to be quite the process, and it's also going to be a trust the process. Okay? Feeling a bit feral myself after trying to pick out glasses. Oh my goodness. I hate having to pick out glasses. Gosh, it's so hard. You know what I got? I got the pair I wear. And so I can change my frames out now, and I love them. I'm so excited because I had so many pairs of glasses because it was it was just so difficult for me to pick frames. And now I can just pick out frames that clip onto my glasses. Oh no, you came out empty-handed. Yes, mine are progressive. Horribly, I'm blind as a bat, so. Okay. So we're using this. So we are also going to use the Meet and Brush set. Okay. I said you get a really good brush with your palette. And you also get, do they line up well? Yes, they do. They do. You can't tell when I'm wearing the frames around my glasses. You cannot tell that, they're like magnetic. They look like a different pair of glasses every time I wear them. So, and I love them. I've got like 4 right now, 4 different like clip-ons or magnetized ones. But I'm going to order some more because I really, really like having different options. They're thinner than I thought. Like the stuff that the frames that magnetize on are a lot thinner than I expected them to be. But they work well. The only problem that I feel like I have with them is I tend to like reach up to adjust my glasses, and sometimes I hit the frame and it kind of like comes unmagnetized and I have to like put it back on. But that it's just because I'm not quite used to them yet. I've only had them like a month. So once I get used to the way that they work, that I feel like that'll go away. All right, so we're going to use the Meeden brush set today. Let me find them. Where is it? Right here. Okay, so we're going to be using these. And just so you know, these do not rust, which is my favorite feature about them. They stay really, really tight around the ferrule, so you don't have to worry about them loosening up. They are synthetic squirrel hair, so that in itself is wonderful because it holds tons of water, and they hold their shapes really, really well. They're short, so you can easily control your strokes. So you have some really good, if you're looking for a really good professional brush set, but you don't want to pay professional prices, which can be upwards of $30 or $40 a brush, then this is a great set. I have the 4 set, but they do make a 9 set for this as well. Okay. So, I highly, highly recommend this brush set. It's amazing. I love it. And I use these brushes every day and have for over a year. So, if you really like, if you're looking for a really good brush set to level up your art, then this is definitely the set for you. Okay. Thanks for the heart, me, Mom. Okay. The last thing that we're going to use is going to be the Meeden paint toilet. This is the paint water toilet. All right, guys. I don't remember who called it that in our group. Speak up if it was you. But it is like a toilet. You just simply flush your old water and you get new water in return. This is a huge time saver because it is one of those things that you don't think you need, but you find out that you do once you get it. I would never have spent money on this originally, but I certainly would now. They sent it to me because they reached out to me and said, hey, would you try this out and promote it if you like it? And I was like, sure. I had a cheaper version of it from one of those discount sites that I had thrown out of the window, basically. I threw it in the trash. I didn't like it. It didn't hold enough water. It leaked. It was flimsy plastic. So when I got this in, I was like, this is made to last. Like, it's heavy silicone. It holds 650 milliliters of water, you guys. That's a lot. It goes through 2 or 3 paintings before I have to fill this back up again. This holds 2 of these, which is nice. I don't have to dump this except every 2 times I use this. You have a place for your brushes. This is heavy-duty plastic and heavy-duty silicone, so it lasts a very long time. This goes flat, so you can travel with it really easily as well. So now I don't have to get up and dump my water outside every time I need new water because I don't have running water in my studio. So I don't have to get up and do any of that every time. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for the gifts. So this is something that I would definitely spend money on now that I did not think I would before. If something happened to this, I would buy another one. I did get one for my grandson for Christmas. because we fight over this one. He's getting a blue one for Christmas, and he is going to be so excited about it. You guys, this is worth the money. So if you are wanting to save time and not interrupt your creative process, this is for sure something you need. Okay, so those are the things that we're using, in addition to the fact that I will be using the Meeden paper that is going to go on top of my calendar, because I don't trust myself not to mess it up. And so I have to put all my stuff I put paper on the calendar itself. All right. But this is where we're at so far. I just want everybody to see what we've done. We're going to do November tonight. I'll show you the inspiration pick in just a minute. I know, right? The toilet, that's the best. It does work like a toilet though. And I don't remember, somebody in our group mentioned it the other night, and I was like, that is the perfect name. Meeden actually needs to change the name to the paint water toilet. Perfect name. Meeden actually needs to change the name to the paint water toilet. So this was a for sure trust the process painting. And I'm telling you guys, yes, Feral Mom, I love mine so much. This was a trust the process, and I'm telling you guys right now, tonight is for sure gonna be a trust the process. Okay, I just want you guys to know, I'm not even sure I'm gonna be able to pull it off. You guys, I've seen y'all, what y'all can do, and y'all are way, way, way more talented than I am. I just happen to be the person who starts the stuff. So I'm telling you guys, for me, I'm a little nervous about this. Carrie is the one who sent this to me, and she said, let's do this. I think it'll be cute. So we are going to try it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm a little bit nervous about doing it. All right. Because I feel like it's just a lot. And I'm not really good with layering watercolors just yet because of the translucent nature of watercolors. That's still something I'm working on. So we're just going to have to see how this turns out. Okay, guys, it may be a disaster. I want you to, I'm forewarning, it could be a disaster. All right. If you want to see me potentially have a complete failure, then tonight is the night to be watching, because this very well might be what happens. Okay. But I don't care, because it's still going to be fun either way. All right. So let me show you guys our inspiration pick, so you guys know what we're doing. Oh, hang on. I got to pull it up because I closed out all my tabs a while ago and forgot to keep that one open because I knew that we needed it, but I forgot. All right, let's see. Ta-da. Okay, so this is our inspiration pick. This is not the one that Carrie sent me. She sent me one that was just a drawing. It wasn't an actual painted photo, but I felt like I needed something with some color to it. So this is what I'm using as our guide tonight. So if anybody wants to screenshot it, now is the time to do that. So I'm going to tell you guys to go ahead and screenshot this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you got that screenshotted, because we're going to do something similar, but obviously we're not doing this. Okay. And like I said, Carrie sent me the one that is, that was a drawing, but I wanted something with colors that we could look at. So this is just a guide. We're not actually doing this painting. This is just our inspiration pick. Oh, hey, Carrie, welcome in. So Carrie just joined us. So you guys, if y'all are stressing out over this, then you can just have her to thank for it, and y'all can just give her all the comments, okay? Oh, goodness. Okay, so this is what we're doing tonight. Are we ready to go? I hope everybody has their paints and everything ready, because this is going to be a trust the process. Very important for everybody to understand. And when I say trust the process, that means it's going to look like a total, complete hot mess until we get to the very end where we do our splatters. And then the moment those splatters hit the page, we're going to go, oh, this is beautiful. Okay. So that is what's going to happen during tonight's session. So I want you guys to know that. Okay. All right. Everybody ready? Give me some thumbs up in the comments. Don't forget to hit the likes, tap the screen. We're going to be doing a giveaway of these cute little fall hand-painted earrings tonight that I have made with this Mead and Palette. They are sealed, so they're safe to wear even in the rain. And if you guys want me to do this giveaway, we're going to have to get to 30,000 likes. So be sure you tap the screen as often as you think about it. All right? Okay, who's ready? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Feral Mom is ready. Just finished painting 3 ACOs. Here to watch, though. Okay, Moss, thank you for being here. We're excited that you're here. We're doing the month of November for the Grabie calendar tonight. We are doing the cornucopia, and I am probably going to butcher it. But I'm going to do the best I can, okay? Because remember, I am not a traditionally like trained artist. I'm just somebody who learned online, and we're just having fun and enjoying the journey. Very important for everybody to know. Not an expert here. Okay. All right. So this was the practice drawing that I did. Okay. Because I wanted to just see kind of how to draw it out, and because I wanted to know how to layer everything. Okay. So here's how I feel like we should do it. I feel like we should draw the fruits and everything and then do the cornucopia around it. Initially, I drew the cornucopia and then did all of this, and I feel like that's harder. So we're going to start with the big pumpkin that's in the middle, not of this one because this was a practice drawing. But we're going to start with that in the middle. So let's talk about our shapes, okay? The drawings for our shapes tonight are going to be, obviously, this is a triangle and this is a circle. These are circles, circle. This is also a triangle, circle. This is kind of a triangle. And then we have our leaves, which we've practiced, okay? So that's kind of how that's going to kind of figure, but we're gonna have to put all of these like nice little shapes around everything. Okay, so just get prepared for that. All right, everybody ready? Here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our pumpkin, and when we do our pumpkin, I want to do, because we want it to have like the back side of the pumpkin as well in this, so we're gonna do a circle with like the little edges, okay? And we're gonna do several edges. We're gonna do 9 different edges, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? So that's kind of how we're going to do that. I did not bring that quite together as much as I wanted to. So I'm going to fix this just a little bit. Okay. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now we have kind of a circle, but we have 9 little humps, for lack of a better term. Okay. All right. And then what we're going to do from there is we're going to actually bring those down like this. Okay. So this is going to give us kind of the back side of that pumpkin like this. Okay. And we're going to do our little stem coming up. Okay. And then we just simply erase this in the center there. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. So that's our big pumpkin in the center. That's where we're starting. That's going to be our guide for everything else that goes around it. All right. Did everybody understand how we did that? And does anybody have any questions? Okay. I feel like the drawing part is the part that stresses me out so much. All right, from here, we're going to do our corn. And in order to do our corn, we're going to have to do kind of like a leaf that comes to a point like this. It's like a parenthesis with a little point. And then down here, we're going to do that kind of triangle or leaf shape of our corn. And then we're going to do the two little leaves that come out, okay? And our corn is going to have our little, you know, stuff in the middle, but we don't have to really draw that out, okay? I just want you guys to kind of see where that's coming from. And this is going to change as we go, kind of. So just know that nothing has to be perfect right now, even though I'm a very big perfectionist and I tend to want everything to be perfect. So I tend to correct things, but try not to be like me. Okay. All right. Now we're going to have another little pumpkin that's going to be right here coming off the top of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to draw that one out just in like a circle. Okay. So I'm going to erase this front part right here because we're not going to see that because the pumpkin's going to be over the top of it. So we're going to do that whole like little circle coming out. And then we're just going to bring our little finish that out just like that. Okay. Just like we did with our pumpkins the other night when we did our, last night when we did our October. Okay. We're going to add in the leaves and everything in a minute. All right. So now we're going to do our berries. And this is going to be kind of a triangle shape. Okay. So think about doing a triangle, but we're doing it with berries. Okay. So make it kind of shaped like a triangle as they come out. Like that. Okay. And we're going to have this little stem right here. Okay. So we have our berries. Or our grapes. Sorry, they're not berries. They're grapes. Okay. So that's where we're at. How's everybody doing so far? Y'all give me some feedback because this one's stressing me out. Like big time. All right. And then the next one right here is going to be just like a little pomegranate apple-ish thing. So we're going to do a circle like this. And we're just going to give it a little thing in the center. Okay. We'll worry about coloring that in a minute. Like as far as how we want to do the coloring for it. Okay. Now, this is where, don't worry about the leaves and stuff. We're going to do all of those too, but let's get the cornucopia around this first, okay? So we're going to start basically right here at the middle of this little pomegranate, and we're going to go up and around over to this corn, okay? So we're going to go like this, bring it over like this, okay? So that's going to be our little cornucopia, and we're going to have some leaves through here and all of that, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this around by just crossing and touching each one of these like this, okay? So just kind of make these little swoopies. I'm going to call them parentheses. They're like little parentheses all the way around. And then let's just connect that line all the way across. Okay, and we can make it more pronounced when we paint it. And then we're going to come up the same way with our cornucopia and make it kind of a triangle shape around to a tip. Like this. Okay, and then we're just going to come around like this. Like that. Okay, and we have our little cornucopia there. And I feel like I did that way too high on my paper because this one was way too low. So I overcompensated. So you can see that I kind of messed that up. But that's okay because we're going to bring some stuff down here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to leave it the way that I have it. And we'll just fill this in. I'll just make this more. I'll do more leaves out here. And I'll do some leaves out here. This way. I'll do maybe an acorn out here like that one. Which would be like this. Okay. And we can do some leaves off of that as well. Oh, that's a terrible leaf, y'all. What the heck was I thinking? Okay. We're going to go here, here, here. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. So we have some leaves there. We'll come down here with some leaves this way. So we'll be fine. Okay. That's good. All right. Who's ready to put some color on it? Oh, I don't know if I am, guys. I'm really feeling a little stressed over this. I'm going to come down here with some leaves as well. And maybe do some stray leaves down here too. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Y'all let me know if you're ready to put some color on this. I know it's very rough right now, but that's okay. Remember, trust the process. Trust the process. Ellen, trust the process. Carrie, no way. You have pumpkins. You know how to draw pumpkins. We did that last night, all night long. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. Okay. I'm going to put the brushes up. We're going to be using the brushes. Okay. All right, guys, here we go. We are about to start putting some color onto this drawing and making it better. So I'm going to just do this so that it's not super dark. Okay. All right. I mean, with the 9 swoops. Well, I was trying to make it, I was trying to go for this, okay? I was trying to go for the 9 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what I was trying to go for. That is not what I got, okay? But that's okay because we're going to make it work. It doesn't matter. Honestly, I feel like it's a disaster already, but we're just going to do it, okay? We're going to do it. I know, Jamie, she does, and she just doubts herself so bad. All right, here we go. We're going to make this happen, guys. Let's, I'm just trying to think where I want to start. And I guess we should just start with the pumpkin. No, we shouldn't start with the pumpkin. We should start with the small pumpkin. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Meeden brush number 1. Okay. And we're going to go in with the small pumpkin and we're going to just do the color on that first. Okay. So I want everybody to put clear water in your small little pumpkin. It doesn't have to be drenched. It just needs to be wet. Okay. Glistening. And then we're going to use this light orange first, which is your, hang on, and I will tell you what color it is. It is just the orange. Okay. So it's the 4th one. Sorry, I'll use my swatch card, but again, my granddaughter painted all over them this weekend. So it's this orange right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 over. Okay. And we are going to just give it a base of that orange. Okay. It doesn't have to be a ton. I had a little bit much. So we want it to be a little lighter than that. So give it some water if you got too much. Okay. And let it lighten up. Now this is our base. All right. So just give it the base and we're going to dry it. Okay. We're going to layer this tonight, guys. We're going to work on layering. So, okay, so we're just going to give ourselves some layering. So let's dry this first. Feral Mom, thank you. I don't know if you were talking to me or Carrie, but the comment is encouraging to everyone. So thank you so much. Okay. So now we're going to layer now with a darker orange, which is next to it. This is what I love about the Medium palette, okay, is that I use this orange and now I can just shift over one and I'm going to have the shadowing color that I need. All right. So we're going to do that. Oh, thank you. Okay. So now we are going to go ahead and do our lines for our pumpkin. Like this. Okay. And go ahead and get some water on your brush and kind of spread that out. I gotta get my paper towel. I didn't pull a paper towel tonight. And spread that out so that it's kind of blended. You don't want it too dark. You want it to kind of blend. And just blend that around until you like the way that those layers are looking. Okay, and remember, it's okay because we're going to put some detail into it in just a minute. So just give it what you feel like it needs on this second layer. Okay, and dry that up. Oh, gosh, Jamie. Sorry, you have to do that. Ugh. Okay, good luck. Good luck. Survive the crowds. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take my Transin 0. Okay. Transin 0. And we are going to use this darker color that's next to that second color we used. So we just used the 3. So we use this one to start. We use this one for that second layer. This one is the third layer. Okay. We're going to use our Transin 0, which is the itty bitty one. Okay. And we are going to go right along here and just give it some shadowing. Very light-handed. And just remember, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Just give it some shadows around the areas that you feel need to have the shadows, okay? And then you'll end up with something similar to this, okay? And remember, this is a skill set, guys. If you've never painted before, don't worry. You can learn. It's super easy. We just have to be patient and allow ourselves to trust the process. That's what we're doing tonight. We're trusting the process. Okay? So I need everybody, including myself, I'm talking to myself too, to trust the process on this one. I'm going to put a little bit of clear water in here and kind of blend these shadows out just a tad. Not a lot, but just enough that I feel like it doesn't have too many harsh lines, okay? Because that's not something that I like, is harsh lines. Okay? All right, so there we are with our pumpkin. Okay, I know it looks a little hot mess right now, but thanks, Casey. But we're going to make it happen, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and add our stem in. So I'm going to take my Transcend Zero. We're going to be using this Transcend Zero a lot tonight, guys. I probably should have pinned those brushes because the Transcend Zero is for sure going to be, actually, I think the Zero comes brushes because the Transcend Zero is for sure going to be, actually, I think the Zero comes, because we're going to be using this Zero a lot tonight. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead and grab this brown. We're going to use this burnt umber. Okay. We're using the burnt umber from the palette. And we are going to do our stem. All right. So go ahead and think about this as connecting and going up kind of at an angle. And then having this little kind of like staggered little connection here. Like that. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and add a little bit of water right here. And let's let that blend in. Okay. Because we want this to look like it's connected and not like not. Need this to kind of curve over here like that. Okay, so it's going to kind of blend in and bring that brown down some around the sides, just a little bit. Very subtle and very saturated. And that's going to connect really well. Okay. All right. Woohoo. Okay, we got our first little pumpkin done. And we survived, right? Everybody survived? Y'all give me some comments so I know where we're at. Catch the red on replay. Oh, I understand, Feral Mom. Thanks for stopping in, though, for a few minutes. I'm with you on the, like, I really like mornings, but I just couldn't do it because my dog had to have his little surgery this morning. He's not happy about having to wear that cone. But yes, I will make sure that it is uploaded and ready for you when you need it. Okay, on the Tube of You channel. All right, so we have that one. So let's go ahead and do the grapes next. We're gonna kind of just work our way up. Okay, guys. So when we do our grapes, we're gonna need our Transcend Zero again. So we're going to grab that. We're going to go over to the purple. Okay, so we're going to use just this purple right here. That's the color that we're using. Okay. And we're going to dip into the purple. Yep, see you in the morning. I'll be on in the morning. I'll probably be on a little early tomorrow, honestly, because I have to be somewhere at noon tomorrow. So I think I'm going to shoot for 9 or 9:30 in the morning, just so you know. I'll probably be on a little earlier than usual. All right, so we are going to do our circles here with our grapes. And just remember to go ahead and leave like some white space wherever you feel it's necessary, okay, as we're doing this. Okay, so you can see kind of how I've left like some space for highlights. So that is what we're doing here. All right. So go ahead and just know that we're just overlapping circles right now. And we're leaving a little white section as highlights for some of the grapes. And I'm going to actually go overlap my pumpkin here. Just because I think that'll look really nice. Okay, so we're just doing circles. Just keep going along your grapes and giving them the circles that they need. To look like grapes. Okay, so far, this is what we're looking at. Okay, and don't worry, we'll go along and give it some dimension and stuff later with some details. So don't panic if they're kind of all blending together right now. That's okay. Remember, we're trusting the process tonight. Okay? Because I am having to do that just as much as the rest of you guys, I promise. Because this is a first for me when it comes to cornucopias. I've not ever done one. Honestly, not even sure I can, but we're going to figure it out. Okay? Okay. All right, so we have our little grapes. Any questions so far? Carrie, how are we doing? I feel like that you were as stressed as I was over doing this one. So just curious how you feel like you're doing so far. All right, let's put a stem on this. Grape. So we're going to come right off of here. It's going to be very little, very small. Okay. All right, so there's where we're at so far. How are we doing? We're going to move and shift over to our acorn. And then we are going to shift to the corn after that. Okay. So what I want is we're going to use the same brown. I'm going to go ahead and erase this so it's not so harsh. Okay. And we're going to do the same. Just going to bring our stem for our brown down. And we are going to kind of make a little point. So I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm going to go into this ochre color. Okay, so we're using ochre. And we're going to draw kind of a... Oh my God, Carrie, you cracked me up. I love it. This was your idea, honey. This was your idea. This is all on you. Okay, so we're going to make kind of a little triangle with a point. So we're going to come down like this and like this. And that's the little cap of our acorn, okay? So we have our little acorn cap. And when we do that, we're going to go ahead and fill this in with clear water. So rinse your brush and fill in the cap of your acorn with clear water. And it just needs to glisten. It doesn't need to be completely and totally like wet. And just glisten. And then we're going to add a little bit of this dark burnt umber right across the top here in this corner. And then we're going to add the raw umber right here. And we're going to kind of bring all of that together to make one little acorn cap. And what I did was I left just a little teeny tiny area right here that I didn't put any color in. So it had kind of a highlight, okay? And now in order to make the rest of the acorn, it's kind of like an oval, but it has a little tip on the end of it, okay? So we're going to go ahead and take our burnt umber or our ochre. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to make our oval, but we're going to bring it to a tip. Kind of like that. Okay. And we're going to kind of push that to the middle. We're going to get that whole thing with that ochre color. But then we're going to darken it up with that raw umber on this left side right here, just a tad. Sorry, I had a mosquito flying around me. Just right here, just a little bit. Go ahead and go across the top there. Just like that. Okay, so we have this teeny tiny little acorn. I'll make sure you guys can see that. It's not focusing very well tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Maybe just because it's so small. Okay. All right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that's dry. And then once that's dry, we're going to take our black okay, and we're going to do some teeny tiny little dots right along this one side here. Okay, just like that. Very little. All right. Now we're going to do a leaf that is going to come off of that. All right, so I'm going to turn this and I'm going to use that same burnt umber and we're going to come off of our acorn stem and we're going to do our leaf. Okay, and our leaf is going to, let me erase this because that was our guide. Okay, and our leaf is going to kind of go like, I'm going to use the ochre color to outline it. And we're going to kind of do like a little like zigzag like this. Okay. And then it's going to come back like this. Okay. So it's just like a little zigzaggy swoop-de-loop. I don't know how to say it. All right. So now let's go ahead and fill that with water. Just clear water. Just needs to glisten. It doesn't have to be drenched. Just glisten it. Okay, and let's add in our colors, all right? And let those kind of blend together. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in some green. So let's go ahead and grab whatever green you like and go ahead and put that in wherever you feel like it needs to go. I'm going to put mine kind of right along here a little bit. Just kind of diagonally go across my leaf. Then I'm going to take some of this garnet red, which is right here, and I'm going to add a little bit of that in to kind of bring those colors together. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of this light scarlet, and I'm going to let that kind of blend the rest together. Okay, so we're going to end up with this kind of blended out fall leafy color. Okay. Thanks, Rhonda. Okay. Okay. Now we'll put some details in that leaf as far as veins and stuff in just a little while. But let's, for now, just dry it and leave it the way that it is. Actually, I think that scarlet is a little much. Let's go ahead and add in a little bit more brown. I'm going to take that umber and put that in there instead. I feel like that orange is a bit much, so I'm going to tone it down some with some of that burnt umber. And that's better. Yeah. Okay. And maybe a little more green. You don't want too much green because the idea is for it to look like it's changing colors. But it definitely needed a little bit more green. So that's better. Okay. So let's dry that. Okay. All right. Now, I feel like we need to get our dark burnt umber and just define out the cap of this acorn just a little bit more. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And let's go ahead and give our leaf a few little veins. Not too much. Okay. All right, so that's where we're at so far. All right, time to move on to the corn. How are we doing so far? Everybody give me some comments so I know that everybody is kind of where we are. All right. Let me know. Okay. I told y'all this was going to be a process. I said, trust the process, and we are trusting the process. I'm still feeling a little off here, but I feel like it's coming together nicely. All right, let's go ahead and this is the time to go ahead and dump your water because we're about to start on corn and we need some clean water for that. Uh-oh, I'm out of water. I didn't fill this up before we started, guys. Let me go do that really quickly. Fill it up so that we have enough water to finish this painting. Sorry, guys. I should have done this before you, but I forgot. Okay. All right. How are we doing? Good? Oh. Okay. Okay. It's time to move on to the corn. So we need to have clear water, guys. Make sure your water's clear. Okay. Flush your toilet and get you some clean water. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's move on to the corn. Okay. So when we do the corn, we're going to give it a wash of color first, okay? Just the corn part. So go ahead, and this is the corn part that we're going to color first, okay? We're not going to do the leaves around the corn just yet. We're just doing this middle part, okay? So we're going to use the permanent yellow, all right? So we're going to use this permanent yellow, okay? Yes, tap the screen. Today's giveaway is going to be the fall hand-painted watercolor earrings. They were made with this palette, and we have to hit 30,000 likes in order to do that giveaway, okay, guys? So make sure that you click, 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 tap, 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 tap. Okay, all right, so what we're going to do is we are going to use this permanent yellow, and we're going to fill this in. So go ahead and fill in your corn with the permanent yellow color. And then we're going to go over that. We're going to layer that in order to make our kernels. All right. So, hi, Tia. Welcome in. All right. So let's dry it because we want to make sure that we are able to make those kernels. And so what we're going to do basically is we are going to take our, I'm going to use the yellow ochre color, which is right here at the top of my palette. I'm going to use this one right here for my kernels, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and break this down into, I'm basically going to make some stripes with this. Kind of like I'm striping my corn. Okay. And then I'm going to go across it like this. And don't worry, we're going to fix this. But what you're doing is you're basically going to make your grid first. And then you're going to round out your corners, okay? So I have these kind of straight like squares, but I'm going to round my corners out in each of those squares. So now I'm going to basically make a circle in each one of the squares. And around the circle is going to be colored in. So I'm just making these squares round. So I'm coloring in the corners basically. So that the squares are no longer squares, they're circles because you've colored in the corners. So I'm drawing a circle in the middle of each square, and then I'm filling in the corners with that same color. So it's giving me corn, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. It's kind of hard. It's hard to show it on something so small. But I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've ever done any kind of Zen doodling kind of stuff, it makes sense. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing with this. I'm not sure if it's coming across on the camera the way that I'm doing it, but I'm making a circle inside the square and then filling in the corners. And that's given me my corn look. You guys see that? Okay. All right. How are we doing so far? Good? Okay. All right. Now we are going to do the leaf, or not the leaves, but the corn, like the casing around the corn. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to rinse our brush. We're going to go ahead and grab whatever green you want to grab. I'm going to grab the olive green, and I'm going to lighten it up. So I'm going to mix it over in my palette and lighten it up. Let me go ahead and pull this palette here, and so you guys can see. I'm going to take my olive green. Okay, it's kind of dark, and I'm going to add as much water. I'm going to really saturate it so it's super light. And then I'm going to go along the corn like this. And I'm just going to bring that leaf out and fill it in. Okay. And then the same thing here on this one. And then right over here, I'm going to bring that around. Come up like that. Okay, and we're going to give it some outlines and some darkness to it in a minute to kind of make those things more defined. All right, so there's our corn. Let's dry that, and then we'll give it a little bit of detail around the leaves. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to give it a little bit of a darker green, kind of at the base, just so that it has some dimension. I'm going to use this deep green. Yeah, like that. And let that kind of blend up. And now I'm going to dry that. Hi, Tia. Did I already say hi? I can't remember. So now we have that. And then we are going to just take that same olive green, but we're not going to have it saturated this time. Okay, we're going to make it really dark on our brush. Lots of pigment and not very much water. And we're going to kind of give it a little bit of a outline. Sorry, I got to plug my computer in, guys. Hang on. Okay. So I'm going to give it kind of a bit of an outline on this inside layer right here. Like this. And then I'm going to go here as well. We want to be able to separate these leaves out. So you want to be able to see kind of the casing of the corn and like the different layers of the peeling. So I'm just giving it enough detail to be able to see that. And then I'm going to take right across the bottom here, and I'm going to add those details just like we did on the pumpkins, just enough to give it some shading. All right. So there's our corn. Guys, we're trusting the process, and it's looking pretty darn good. I'm excited. It's looking nice. Rhonda, thank you for all the likes. I know you were tapping your little fingers off. Thank you so much. All right, rinse your brush, and we're going to go and we're going to do the main pumpkin now. This is the bigger pumpkin, the one that stressed Carrie out drawing. And honestly, it probably should have, because I kind of did it weird, and I probably should have done it differently. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to erase this whole thing, and we're going to do it, and we're just going to go with what happens, okay, guys? Because I feel like that was a little weird. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate your support so much. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate y'all's support on my lives. All right. So here we go. We are going to do the main pumpkin, and I'm going to kind of give it just, I'm going to saturate a color. Let's see, what color do I want to use for this? I'm going to use this, gosh, I don't know what color I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and use this red orange to start, okay? And we're going to saturate it out. So I'm going to get some of this, and I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to really give it some water because I want it to be very light, because it's just going to be our guide to start. Okay? So I'm going to saturate that out. And we are going to do this pumpkin the way we probably should have done it the first time, Carrie, so you weren't stressing over it. But we're going to go ahead and go with our circle like this. And like this here. Okay. And we're going to go, let's see. We're going to go up and around like this. And up and around like this. I'm just giving myself a sketch here, but I'm using my brush to do it. And then once we have this, we can do the back part like this. Okay, like that. There, that's way better. I should have done it that way the first time. Sketched it out. Okay. All right, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and give the entire thing water. Don't mix that purple with it either. Make sure you don't get any water in your grapes, because that purple will go right into your pumpkin. So, all right, and let's go ahead and add this orange to it, okay? Just give it a wash of this light orange color all the way around. Okay, and before we do the shadowing stuff, what I want to do is I want to give it a little bit of the brown in the center where we're going to have the stem start, so it can kind of spread out right here, okay? And just leave it like that for now. We're not going to do the stem just yet, but we want to have that brown blended in with the orange, so we're going to leave it like that for now and dry this, okay? Okay, and now we are going to start adding some shading. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that same orange that I just used, and I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and wet it, give it a wash around the center, but I'm not wetting that center, that brown part that I did in the center. I'm leaving that dry, okay? Just so y'all know. Girl, acorns are hard. They are. They took me practice. So it's okay though. Girl, acorns are hard. They are. They took me practice. So it's okay though. It's okay if you erase it. You can erase it. You're allowed. That's the whole point. I mean, that's why we have erasers. I'm sure it's beautiful. You're way too hard on yourself. All right, go ahead and add some of that same orange color kind of up where the curves on the bottom and up the parts of the pumpkin that are the sections. Let it spread on its own because it will. Okay, just like that. Once you have that done, don't worry about how it looks. Just let it spread, and we're going to dry it, okay? Hey, April, how's it going? How are ya this evening? Thanks for the gift. All right. So now I'm going to shift over to kind of I'm going to mix a dark brown. Okay. And I'm going to mix an orange. I'm going to use the vermilion. No, I'm using the light scarlet. And I'm going to mix that in with it. We need lots of that scarlet though. Okay. So we're going to kind of have this brownish, orangey red. Okay. And that is how we're going to do kind of our details. So remember, we're just going to kind of go really light-handed along the bottom of these like little sections. If you need to mix in some clear water to kind of blend it, you can do that. Don't feel like it has to be done exactly like mine. Just remember, we're layering. So when you layer, you sometimes have to blend with clear water. And just know that it's okay to do that. We're just layering these colors and leaving some highlights. Okay. Blend as you go with clear water. And try not to critique yourself too much, because remember, this is a trust the process. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're trusting it tonight. Even though I'm incredibly doubting myself. Okay? All right, so we have the little pumpkin, and we're going to draw the stem of the pumpkin, and that's going to kind of pull this all together here. Okay, so we're going to use this dark burnt umber, okay, and we are going to bring our stem basically straight up like this. Okay, and we're going to give it kind of that effect and blend that all together. And that's why we wanted that in the middle there, because we wanted it to kind of blend. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and let that kind of spread out. into the pumpkin. So bring it out however you have to make that work. I'm having to lift some of this water because I had a little too much water there. I'm going to bring in some darker brown. Okay, so I'm just kind of blending this out till I'm comfortable with it, because it's kind of a, like, really setting in there, and so I don't want it to be too overpowering for my pumpkin. So remember, add water and pick up pigment if you need to, and blend however you feel like you need to get it to look the way you want it to look. Okay, like I don't like this right here, so I just added some water. I'm blending that out with a dry brush, and that went away. Okay, all right, so there's that pumpkin. Whew, guys, I knew this was going to take some time, but dang, this is stressing me out. All right, we're going to do our pomegranate next. Now, our pomegranate's going to be kind of red with some green, kind of like an apple. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to take my Meeden #1 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and get some of this garnet red and put it in here. Wait, oops. Yeah, this garnet red. And I'm going to add a lot of water because I want it to be saturated. Okay. Don't want it to be super dark. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in my pomegranate. Okay. And then I'm going to, while it's still wet, I'm going to reach and get some of this ruby red and kind of add that into it in places, so it's got some dimension. And then I'm going to dry it, and then we'll see what we need from there, because we probably won't need much. Okay, honestly, I think we need a little bit of the plum purple, or yeah, I think the plum purple. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get this wet again. And grab some of that plum purple and put it right along this top edge. And that's it. Okay? And then dry that. And then we've got our shadow there. Perfect. All right, now we're going to go back to our number 0. Guys, this is what my water looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and dump it. Go ahead and get some clean water, and if you haven't already, grab some of the burnt umber, and let's put just a little dark, like, circle right here in the center, but give it some highlights, so leave like a little space in the middle there. Okay, I don't know if you probably can't see that, but I left a little circle in the center that was unpainted. All right, it just needs a shadow of a center. Okay, and dry that. Okay, now take some clear water and kind of blend that out around the edges so that you have, so it looks like a shadow. Okay. All right. So we have our little pomegranate. Hey, Pasha Bling, welcome in. How's it going? All right. So we have our pomegranate done. So now let's go ahead and start adding in our leaves. I'm going to switch to my Fumi brushes for this because I feel like they're going to be a little bit easier to do the leaves, okay? I'm going to use my Fumi number 4 brush, okay? Now, the thing about these brushes is they have this, and then they have this little bitty tip. So everything that's in this part of the brush feeds to the tip. It makes for doing leaves and vines and all kinds of stuff a lot easier. But this is a small space, so I'm going to use the tip more than I use anything else on this, okay? But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to dip into this orange first. Use this, or not orange, but light scarlet. And we're going to go ahead and give ourselves some of the leaves coming off to the side here. And those are going to come out like this. And we're just going to kind of give ourselves some leaves like this. Okay. Fill them in as best you can. And know that we're going to add some colors to that to kind of blend it, okay? So I'm going to take my Transcend Zero now, and I'm going to take some of this garnet red right here that I've already mixed up, and I'm going to kind of let that drop into there at the base, and it's going to kind of blend up, so it's going to give it a little bit of color, okay? I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come out. Just give it these leaves. And then I'm going to add a little drop of this garnet red so it can blend. Okay. I'm letting the pigment do the work, guys. Just so you know, it doesn't require you to be an artist, okay? What it requires is for you to allow the paints to do what they already know what to do when they touch water. When they touch water, they know exactly how to flow. So let them do that and stay out of it, okay? The idea is to let the paints do the work for you, all right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and do another orange leaf right over here. I'm going to come off of this branch again. And I'm going to go up like this. Just doing zigzags, basically. And again, I'm going to use my Transcend Zero. And I'm just going to... And again, I'm going to use my Transcend Zero. And I'm just going to... Zero. And I'm just going to kind of go up the leaf, okay? Now, I'm gonna rinse this. I'm gonna stay on that same stem, but this time I'm gonna dip into this yellow ochre, okay? And I'm gonna bring that into the mix now, okay? So I'm gonna start with the orange, so I have a little bit of orange that's added to it, and I'm gonna go ahead and drag that out and just kind of bring out my yellow. Okay. So it's kind of joining, and I'm going to go ahead and dip in this orange that I have. Oops, sorry guys. This orange that I have right here. Okay. And I'm going to drop that in right at the base. Okay, so we have yellow, and same thing here. I'm going to go from this orange, and I'm just going to kind of make myself a leaf coming off of this. And this is random, guys. I'm not like doing anything to plan this out, okay? And then I'm going to add in, actually, I'm going to dip in that scarlet to do this. I want that to kind of come up, okay? Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to dry all of that, see where we're at, and see what we need over on that side. I know we haven't hit the cornucopia yet, but I promise we're going to get there. Okay, that looks pretty darn good so far. Okay, all right. Now, again, I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm back to my Fumi brush. Okay. I probably did say that, honestly. Yeller. Get some yeller. I'm going to get some yeller in there. Hey, I'm from East Texas. We say yeller all the time. We don't have to, it doesn't have to be a mistake for us. Okay. Casey, I didn't even see you come in the room. When did you come in? Have you been here all night? You're just now talking? You're just now making a comment? You've been quietly in the room? Okay. All right, so now I want to go ahead and we're going to do this side the same way, but we're going to come kind of up this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that scarlet again. We're going to start with that. And we're going to kind of come out from this pomegranate this direction. And let's go ahead and kind of make our leaf. And let's do the scarlet red. Hey, Mama. How's it going? And you know what, guys? I'm going to have to soak some of this water up. Sorry, I have a paintbrush in my mouth. I'm holding my Fumi brush while I use my Transcend brush. All right, now I'm going to add some of that. I didn't realize you were still in the room, Mama. Thanks for always hanging out and watching me. Y'all, my mom is my biggest fan. Like in everything I've ever done in life. She's always been my biggest fan. She hardly ever misses anything of mine. I don't know how she's done it all these years. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into that. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to add some yellow right here. Let's see if that helps. I don't really know that I got much yellow in on that one. I feel like it needs more, though. There we go. That works. Okay. All right, now I'm going to come down this direction, and I'm going to go with the pointed leaf like this. And again, I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to put a little green in there. I don't know how that's going to look, but I'm going to do it. I just feel like we just have to kind of guess at what we need. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to come off of here. And you can have some lighter colors because then it just looks basically like it's in the background. I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't look like a leaf, so. But I'm going to just come off of there and keep going and not worry about it. It was a mess up, but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and bring in some of this this garnet red into it. And then I'm going to come up the side. And I'm going to go like this. Up the side of where this cornucopia is going to go. And we're going to come out like this. And like this. And like this. And I'm going to go ahead and grab yellow. To change some of that kind of color there. There are definitely mistakes in art, Carrie, although there's not supposed to be, but I for sure made some mistakes tonight. That's okay, though. Okay. Whew. Y'all, this is stressing me out. Okay. All right, I want to go ahead and add in a few of the leaf areas in the back, and then we're going to do the cornucopia part. I swear I feel like this should have been a 2-part series because this has taken forever, but here we are. All right, so we're going to just make a little leaf here. It's just going to kind of fill in this space. And I'm going to add a little orange to it also. Ooh, that was a lot of orange, wasn't it? Holy moly. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to have to pick some of that up. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so we have that leaf. And then I'm going to go ahead and come up the back with another one. Maybe coming over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a green. And I'm going to do an orange. I'm going to mix some orange with that green. And just kind of come out like this. Let's see. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of green in with that. Just right there. Just kind of smear that. A little bit of green in with that. Just right there. Just kind of smear that. Just kind of bring it up with some clear water. Okay. So we have that. You guys, I'm stressing out over how I'm going to get this cornucopia to blend right, but that's okay. I know I smeared over here. Don't worry about that. We're going to do some splatters in a little while, so I'm not even worried about it. I am going to, however, pick up some of this paint or some of this water because I feel like it's a little bit... Here we go. All right, let's dry everything, and then we'll start working on the cornucopia part of it, which is the, you know, basket part. I'm not even worried about this splatter right here. I'm more worried about getting this done and making it look right. So here's what I feel like we need to do. Okay, guys. I feel like we need to do a lighter, a darker brown, like as a wash here, and then add in some dark brown right here before we even start on the outside. So that's what we're going to go ahead and flush your paint toilet and get some more water. Okay. Get some clean water. And let's go ahead and fill this whole space in. I'm not worried about it having a little bit of color to it because this is going to be a brown. So we're just going to fill in all this space around all this stuff that we've done with clear water, okay? Or with semi-clear water. So that we can add our brown in there, okay? All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in my, oh gosh, I don't know what color I want to use. I'm going to use this raw umber, but I'm going to make sure that it's saturated, okay? So really saturated. You don't want a lot of color, okay? So lots of water. Just fill that in. We'll outline these leaves if we need to make them stand out, but just let that fill in for now, okay? Just like that. Okay, and now we are going to take this burnt umber. We're going to add it along the top here. Just like that. Rinse your brush and go ahead and blend it out with your brush being rinsed and just patting it as you need to get this kind of shadow right here. Okay, and let's try that and see where we're at. It's okay, Stacy. Did you get your pup's ashes? My pup had surgery today. All right. Now I'm going to take that same burnt umber and I'm going to give myself a guide here. So So I kind of know where I'm at on this. Okay, so now I have my guide. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now before we finish that out, I want to go ahead and line out these leaves so that they are defined. So I'm going to go ahead and take my olive green, and I'm going to give this leaf its outline. So we can see it. And I'm going to give it some veins. I asked if you had picked up your pups. Did you get your pups' ashes? Because mine had surgery today. Oh, good for her. I'm glad. I'm glad she's been doing her watercoloring. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, sometimes they don't do that. I didn't get a paw print of Mercy's last time, and I wish that I had. All right, so I just outlined that one just a tad. And now we are going to finally get to the actual cornucopia. All right, so I just outlined that one just a tad. And now we are going to finally get to the actual cornucopia part of this painting, okay? So let's go ahead and take out our Meeden number 1, okay? Let me switch that over. Meeden number 1. All right. Okay. Hang on one second. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get... Yay. Jamie, I'm really on the fence still, so we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and take our Meeden number 1, and let's fill in all of the cornucopia part, okay? Just fill it in with clear water or semi-clear water. Okay, and then we're going to add in a base color, and then we'll start doing our shadowing. Casey, are you painting with me? I'm just curious. He said you had been painting, so I was curious if you're painting this with us tonight, or if you've just been kind of playing around with it. You guys, we are at 12,000 likes. When we get to 30,000, we're going to do our giveaway. So you guys keep tapping, tapping, tapping. This is what we're giving away tonight. A pair of hand-painted earrings done with this palette that I've cut with my laser. So these are going to be our giveaway tonight. If you guys continue to tap that screen, get us to 30,000 likes, and we will be giving those away. Just reminding everybody. All right. So we've got this all painted in with clear water. And so now what we are going to do is we are going to add a base color of the raw umber, but we're going to make sure that it's very, very light, okay? So we're going to use this and make it super light and just kind of fill that in with this light raw umber color all over. Oh, good. Yay, I'm excited. I want to see them. You should send them to me, Casey. Oh my gosh. It wasn't that bad, huh? Well, it's maybe, I don't know what time it is where you're at, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was because you went later. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. You'll have to send me a picture of it when you hang it up, Casey. All right. Okay, so now we are going to have to make this work, okay? So in order to do that, we're going to need to dry this because we're going to have to make our diagonal lines. So we've got our base, so let's go ahead and dry it. Oh, so it wasn't that late then. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of was. Maybe everybody was like already settled in and headed home by the time you got there. All right, let's do the raw umber again. Let's darken it up a little bit. So let's add a little more pigment to our mixture. So we have a little bit of a darker color. Not super dark, but, you know, a little bit of a darker color. And we're going to go ahead and go in with our... Oh, it's still a little wet, but that's all right. We can let it spread some because we kind of want it to have a shadow. Okay, and let's give it kind of a rounded tip over each one of these. So we have that look of that rim. Okay, once you have that, go ahead and rinse your brush and get some clear water. And honestly, you're going to blend this out with like a lot. Like you don't want it to be, you don't want any of those harsh lines. So you're basically just like rubbing it out and you're not even going to hardly see the lines you created this first time through. Okay. So even though it's going to look kind of weird because you just made those lines and now you're blending them out, but you want it to be very, very subtle. And so you have to kind of blend it to get that subtleness out of it instead of those harsh lines that you have. So just take clear water and blend it out. It's going to darken it up too, which is the idea. And just keep blending until you get it to where you like it. You're going to still have the lines, and that's the idea, but you don't want too much, okay? And you can even add in a little more if you want to kind of spread it. Even add in a little more if you want to kind of spread it to make it shadowed more while it's still wet. Just kind of tap along those lines with a little bit of pigment, and it's going to just kind of blend those out even more. And it's going to make them shadowed. Okay. So you kind of have those shadowed. Okay. So there we're at with that. Now with our cornucopia, the back side of it, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and wet that again. Not a whole lot, just enough that it glistens. And we're going to take that same brown and we're just going to kind of give it some shadows. across. Even some, they're going to kind of be broken a little bit. And then along the edges, you're going to want to do that as well. And then blend it out. We'll do this in several layers, so don't feel like it has to be perfect the first time through, because we're going to do it in layers. Remember, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. Oh, that's for me, guys. Okay. All right, let's dry it, and let's go ahead and use our detail brush to figure this detail parts out. And we're still going to bring some leaves down here as well. So let's get our detail brush and get that burnt umber. And let's go ahead and give our cornucopia kind of some details. So let's go in with it. Okay. Just remember that you want to use a very light touch. I kind of went a little heavy and probably shouldn't have. I'm going to give myself a few little highlights around this edging here too. I'm going to use a much lighter touch when I do that. And even some slight details this way. I have for sure made some mistakes tonight on this piece, but I knew I was gonna, because this was a real huge challenge for me. I do feel like I need to do some more shading here to make this feel a little more I don't know. I'm not trying to say realistic, because I know that's not really what I'm going for, but I feel like it's just a little much. Like I feel like it needs to be blended more. I think that's better. I just needed some darker shading. Okay, let me dry that. Y'all, this is crazy. This is taking us a long time. This is like the snowman in the cocktail glass. I feel like this is the snowman in the cocktail glass all over again. Y'all remember when we did that? And that was it took us forever. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like. And I don't like this outline either. I have to blend this out, guys. I feel like we've overpowered this too much. So I'm going to have to add this in to kind of fix this. So I'm adding in that burnt umber look that I used to outline this so that this kind of blends more, because it felt like it was a little overpowering with just the outline. So I'm going to blend that in and make that kind of a little bit better. Okay. And that looks much better. One thing about watercolors, it's pretty forgiving. You can kind of pretty much like fix things when you need to. I kind of messed that up too. That's all right. Okay. I need to stop messing with it. Okay, there's where we're at. We are going to bring in some more of the leaves right down here at the base. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that scarlet again, and I'm going to come down like this with my leaves. And I'm going to add in some of the red, some of the yellow, or not yellow, but yellow ochre right along here. And then I'm going to bring this. I'm going to give myself some of those pointy leaves too. And let's do some of the red in with that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What do we need? We need to do some curly cues, some leaves. So let's go ahead and get our olive green. And let's bring out some of our curly cues. And let's do, let's go here. All right, we're adding in our leaves now. So we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. So close. I'm going to bring in a little bit from behind here. I can tell y'all this is going to be my least favorite one. All right, now what I'm going to do, first I'm going to do the splatter so I can kind of see where we're at. I think, all right, now what I'm going to do, first I'm going to do the splatter so I can kind of see where we're at. I think. Okay. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I unfortunately let my phone die. So I had to fix that. Sometimes I forget to plug my phone in. All right. Okay, I think we're. All right. Okay, I think we're back up and running. Sorry, guys. I forgot to plug my phone in and it died. I had to get back on. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and splatter this. And then I think I'm going to do some lettering on this side somehow. Because it's kind of off-centered. It looks weird. But I can't fix that now. So we're going to just do our best. We're going to make this work, guys. I told you guys, we're going to make it work no matter what. I'm going to go with the scarlet first. We're going to start with the scarlet. And I am going to make sure I have lots of water on here. And I'm going to splatter. Again, remember I said trust the process. The splatter brings it all together. All right. Let's go with a little bit of yellow, but we're going to use that yellow ochre color, okay? Yellow ochre. All right. And I think maybe a little bit of the olive green, not a ton, just a little bit. And that's it. Okay. That's where we're at. Okay. Let's dry it and see what we have. Okay, now this looks good. We are going to add it to our calendar page and see kind of how that looks. So let me just close this in here and grab our calendar that we are working on, because this is for the month of November for the Grabie Calendar Challenge, or the Grabie Calendar Series. Not really, it's a challenge for me. I don't know if it's a challenge for you guys. It's definitely a challenge for me. Okay. So when I put it on here, actually it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look like it's off too much. So I think that's going to look good. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to the brayer that I use, like I always do. So you guys know what brayer I use. I love this brayer. It works really well. If you have an art studio, you have to have a brayer in your studio, because you need it, especially if you're like a mixed media artist or junk journaler, because it does make the edges go down really, really well. Catherine, thanks for the follow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my edges first really well, all the way around the edges, and then get the center. Okay, but make sure your edges are coated very well, and then put it onto your paper where you want it to go, and then roll it. Oh, that's a little off. Hang on. What is going on here tonight, guys? I am struggling. All right, now we're going to roll it. No, I still didn't get it straight. Good grief. No, I'm losing it. I got to stand up to see this. I'm going to stand up and make sure I'm getting it right. Okay, now I'm going to roll it. Okay, so just roll it down, and you end up with this gorgeous month of November, guys. Darn it. We got that done, even though it was a nightmare. Carrie, I need to hear from you, because this is your idea. Okay, let me figure out what color I'm gonna do around the edges of this one. I think I'm gonna probably end up doing a let's see, what did we do last night? We did a yellowish around there last night, didn't we? I think I might go with the orange tonight, because the orange was an option last night, but we didn't go with it. But I think I'm gonna do the orange tonight, the spice marmalade. It did look so much easier, but it definitely was not. Thank you. You brought me out of my comfort zone, but we did it. We pulled it off. I was definitely out of my comfort zone on that one, but I think once we get this border around it, it's going to look beautiful, and I am totally and thoroughly going to be impressed with myself if I manage to pull this off. So we will see. Again, I am doing I haven't had to start over yet, and I haven't had to replace any of mine, but I can always pull it off of there if I don't like it, and I can redo it. So we'll see what happens with it once I get this border on there, how badly it looks. I'm going to use the spice marmalade, so I think that's going to bring it all together and make it look like really nice. So we'll see. You'll have to tell me what you guys think of this once I get the border on. You can get it right here. Let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and pin it for you right here. There you go, Miss Bella. Hope that helps. It's the Grabie 2026 calendar. And we have done through the month of November. We do one every day. The replays are available on my Tube of You channel. So if you've missed those, you can always get that from there. You can go through the replays. I'm about to go through the whole calendar and show you guys what it looks like so far. Ooh, this spice marmalade turned out good, you guys. Look at that. That brought it all together. Oh, I love it so much. Now I'm not feeling so crappy about it, because I was feeling really like it looked like total dung. But it really doesn't now. I told you, those splatters bring it all together. We got to trust the process, guys. Holy cow, I can't believe that worked out. Okay, so let's turn this. Let me put my light back on here so you guys can see it in its glory. All right, there's my light. Look at that, guys. We did it. We managed to pull off a cornucopia. I don't know how we did it, but we did. I'm going to move this out of the way so that you guys can see this in all its glory. Okay, now I'm not saying this is perfect. It's definitely not. It's for sure not my favorite of the 11 months we've done so far. Carrie, I love it. You're going to get there, I promise. It's going to be okay. You're going to make it. I made it. You can make it too. This was your idea. I'm blaming you for this. I'm blaming you for this, Carrie, because you are the one who talked me into doing this whole cornucopia. You were like, oh, let's try this. It'll be easy. I've been practicing. It doesn't seem like it's that hard. Well, here we are. Okay. So here is the month of November. Thank you, Bella. Let's go through all of them so we can see where we are at. All right. So here is the month of January. This was the very first one we did. Okay. Here is February. March. April. And yes, these replays are available for these tutorials. So if you've missed them, you can always look at the replay. May. Here is June. This one's one of my favorites. July, which looks very simple, but was hard for me, I felt like. August, my birthday month. Love it. Not sure it's my favorite yet. It was my favorite for a long time, but I'm not sure. I don't know. September is really growing on me with the colors. I love the colors of September on this. So I think this looks really, really nice. And then we have October, which I really love this. This was definitely a trust the process. And then here is tonight's, which was the cornucopia. And I really do think I like it, you guys. Now that I've taken my eyes off of it for a minute and I'm back into like seeing it again, I think I like it. I mean, I'm not thrilled with the placement of it on the page, but it really isn't that big of a deal. I could put some lettering right here if I wanted to, like maybe put gather or give thanks or something like that, and I would kind of offset that. But I still think it turned out beautifully. So I don't know, you guys, which one is your favorite? Tell me your favorites. I'm just curious. Or do you think they all suck? That's okay too. I have thick skin. But I really think that they turned out cute. Okay. So we have one more month left. We have the month of December. We'll be doing that tomorrow. I am going to do it early tomorrow because I have to. Oh, February is your favorite, Casey? Cool. April, August is Jamie's. Yeah, I'm leaning towards August being one of my favorites, but I really like September too. August and April. September. Oh, Bella likes September. Oh, his is September too. Andrew's is. Yep. A lot of people like September because of the colors, so. Anyway, these are good. This is the Grabie calendar. So if you guys have not picked that up, let me just check. I actually think I may have a coupon for Grabie. Let's see if we do. So for those of you who have, I do. I have a 10% off. So it's currently on sale. And they sent me just for my live only. So during my live, you guys can go ahead and grab this Grabie calendar by clicking that link. And you can get it for, it's on sale for the $11 and whatever cents. and then you can get 10% off of that. So it's going to be less than $10 maybe. Yeah. So this is going to be a really good price, guys. So if you have not picked up your calendar yet, you should do that. It comes with the stand, and it comes with the watercolor paper. So it is watercolor paper. You can paint directly onto it if you want. I don't trust myself to not mess up, so I paint on paper and then add it to my calendar. But you don't have to do that because this is designed to paint directly onto the calendar. And honestly, I kind of wish I had done that, but I started it like this, so I'm leaving it like this. I haven't several more ordered because I'm doing several for Christmas gifts. And I'm going to paint directly onto them for the other ones. But this one is actually the one that I actually added the paper to it. Okay, so let's go through it one more time. Just remember, you can stack this coupon on top of the sale that they have going on right now. So here is the January. Here is February, March, April, May, June, July. This is a Christmas gift for my BFF, so she's going to absolutely love it. August, September, October, and tonight's tutorial was November for the cornucopia. And I don't know that it was a tutorial more than it was me complaining the entire time about how it was hard. But here it is. Ta-da! Okay? All right, so I'm going to put that in the front so that we can see what tonight's tutorial was. Any questions about any of that before we move on to looking at the paints that we used tonight, which were the Meeden paints? Okay, so I'm going to go through that. If you guys have not seen these Meeden paints, first of all, you know that I absolutely, without a doubt, love my 48 color Meeden paint set, which is right here. It is an absolute hot mess, as you can see. It is completely and totally a mess. And that is because I use it every single day. I've only refilled the white. I've used it every single day, multiple times a day for over a year and a half. And I still have plenty of paint left. It comes with 48 colors, including 6 metallics and 6 neons. They go from lightest to darkest, so you can learn to shade really easily. You get a brush, a pencil, and an eraser, and a sponge, and your space back here to mix, and it closes up and travels really easily. I have used this. This has been my ride or die palette since I started doing watercolors. I did not have any experience with watercolors other than mixed media stuff until I bought this palette, and I absolutely fell in love with doing watercolors. And it is a skill set. You don't have to know how to do watercolors to learn them. Anybody can learn. You just need to have the willingness to learn. That's it. It doesn't take talent. It just takes a skill set, and you can learn that through videos and following people on TikTok. And that's what I did. So that was my 48 color palette. But I recently upgraded to the 96 color palette, which is what we used tonight. The difference, it comes with 30 metallics. It comes with 12 macaroons, and it comes with 6 neons, but they're different neons than the colors that are in the 48 color palette. So you actually get an extra, some different neons for that. It has a palette that folds out to mix on, but you can also detach it and use it however you want to. So you have the option of detaching that palette. It comes with 48 regular colors, and again, they go from lightest to darkest. So you can learn to blend really easily with this palette as well. You just have a few more options of colors, so you don't have to blend as often to create the colors that you want. I can tell you that I am thrilled that I upgraded to the 96 color palette because I really, really love it. It has turned out to be, I really was like, I feel like I'm not going to really want to switch from my 48 color palette. But honestly, it has some incredible, just some very incredible colors in it. And the metallics are super, super shimmery. So that is the palette that we use tonight. Okay, so there's that. Again, here is the calendar that we were working on, and we did the the month of November tonight. All right. The next thing that we used was the Meeden. We call this the Meeden paint water toilet, but it's the Meeden brush washer. And it just dumps your old water and gives you new clean water, except that I had way too much pigment in that. So sometimes you have water and gives you new clean water, except that I had way too much pigment in that. So sometimes you have to dump it twice. Okay, this is a huge time saver, guys. I don't have running water in my studio, so I have to walk outside and dump my water out of the cups that I'm using. Then I have to go and grab water, fill them back up, and come and sit back down. Well, I don't have to do that here. I can dump my water down into here, and then I get clean water. This holds 650 milliliters of water, which gets me through 2 to 3 paintings before I have to get more water. This down here holds 2 of these, so I don't have to dump my dirty water outside until I've gone through 2 of these. So this is a huge time saver. It's made well. It doesn't leak. Heavy-duty silicone, heavy-duty plastic, and it has a brush holder for you to put your brushes in so that they can dry upright. Very nice. Love, love, love this piece of equipment. This is one of my favorite things that I have in my studio that's productive for me. Like, it's a very productive piece of equipment, and I'm telling you, I don't know how I ever lived without it. So if you're a watercolor artist and you don't have one of these, I'm telling you right now, you should get one. Hands down, I didn't think I needed it until I had it, and now I couldn't live without it. It is definitely worth the purchase. So we use that. And then the last thing that we used tonight, well, I say that, we used several different brushes. We used our Meeden brush set right here. This is a great brush set. If you're looking for a good professional set of brushes, but you don't want to pay a professional price, this is the brush set for you. Okay. It is, they don't rust, which is one of my favorite features. So you don't get rust on your paper. They hold their tips really well. And they hold a ton of water because they're synthetic squirrel hair, which is great. They do not loosen up around the ferrule. They stay nice and snug. They're short, so you can control your strokes really easily with these. So, again, they will definitely level up your art. I have the 4 brush set, but they do make a 9 brush set as well. So, whichever one you feel like, you need. I don't feel like I need more than these 4 sizes, but I also didn't think I needed more than 48 colors. And when I got the 96 color palette, I was like, holy cow, I'm so glad I got this. So I probably should upgrade to the 9 brush set and see before I tell you that this is probably all that you need, because I limited myself before. And so I should probably try the 9 brush set because I limited myself before. And so I I should probably try the 9-brush set and see. 1, 3, 5, and 7. Those are the sizes that you get. We also use the Fumi brushes tonight, which are right here. Somewhere. Hang on. And guys, these brushes are awesome for floral things like that. So if you're doing florals or whatever, this doesn't rust and it stays nice and tight as well. But these have that thicker base and then they feed into the tip. So it holds tons of water and lots of pigment. So you can continue to use your brush without having to dip back into your paint very, very often. These work really well. If you want to see the amazingness of these brushes, like seriously, you can draw. You can get, sorry, let me get some color on here. You can get, sorry, let me get some color on here. You can get these brushes. So if I am trying to make a flower, I can press, here, hang on, let me do this so you can see it. I can press and drag and connect so easily. I mean, look how simple that was to draw that leaf or that petal. And again, it's just super easy. That petal. And again, it's just super easy. And you can do small ones too, like this. I mean, so simple. If you're doing leaves, if I want to do leaves, very, very simple. You just press. And I have my leaf. And then I have my stem going up like that. How stinking cute is that? Hello, hello, Wayne. How are you doing? All right. So, these Fumi brushes are great. Another thing is, because this feeds the tip, you get a good steady color. It doesn't fade. Whereas if you're using a different detail brush and you've got your color, you do your color like this, and you see how it loses its ability to color. So you can see the difference in the two. And it's because this right here holds a ton of water. And so because it holds water, it's feeding into that pigment. And again, I still haven't dipped back into pigment again. And I still have that beautiful flow. Okay, so these brushes are really, really nice for that. Again, easy to do florals. And lots of pigment. Okay. All right. So we use those. And then the last thing we used was the Transcend Zero brush for a detail brush. Okay. All right. So are there any questions on any of the stuff that we used tonight for our tutorial? We did the month of November for the Grabie calendar, which is right here. And that was our tutorial for this evening. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It was a little rough and a little stressful getting that down because I'm not a professionally trained artist. I just do this for fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's tutorial. It was again for the month of November. Tomorrow around 9:30 in the morning, we're going to be doing the month of December, and we will have finished our entire 12-month calendar. How exciting. Y'all, we're almost done. Woo! It's craziness. Craziness, craziness. Can't believe we've made it all the way through the 12 months. Well, tomorrow will be 12 months. And or 12 lives that we've worked on this tutorial. And gotten this calendar finished. Which is going to go to my BFF for Christmas. So this calendar, honestly, guys, is a great gift. Whether you give it to an artist and let them paint it, or whether you paint it yourself and give it to a friend to have your art all year long, this is a great gift. I mean, everybody is going to love this. I feel like that, I feel like that it's one of those things that, like, people are going to go, you painted this for me? Like, my BFF is going to be, like, shocked. Because she's always on me about painting her stuff, but I usually don't have time because I'm busy doing orders and stuff. And so she's going to get my art to put on her desk all year, and she's going to be so excited. It's kind of like those hand-painted Christmas cards that we did. Like, when people get hand-painted Christmas cards in the mail, they're like, what? You painted me a Christmas card? How cool is that? This is the same. We're going to be painting people gifts for Christmas. How cool is that? People are going to love it. All right. So that is our, cool is that? People are going to love it. All right. So that is our, any additional questions? Only thing that I have is a few things I want to point out before I get off of here. A couple of things that I've recently gotten that I absolutely love. And I'm telling you right now, this is my new favorite set of glitter pens, and I have to share this. And I'm going to be sharing this like every stinking favorite set of glitter pens, and I have to share this. And I'm going to be sharing this like every stinking live. You guys, these are like the luxury of glitter pens. You know how when you walk into like Sephora or somewhere and you pull out a makeup kit and it's got amazing packaging and it looks beautiful in the box and you buy it just because it's beautiful. You don't even care how it's going to look on you. Like these pens, I got these pens because they're retractable. And I have a bunch of glitter pens, and my grandkids are always wanting to play with my glitter pens, but they're always leaving the tops off of them. So I thought if I get some retractable ones, they won't have that problem. They won't dry out. I won't have any issues with them messing them up or losing the lids or anything like that. So that's why I bought these, because I'm like, I needed another set of glitter pens, like I needed a hole in my head. But I got these because they were retractable. But they are beautiful. And look, they have these slide-in little swatch cards that you color. And you slide them down in the handle. And they show you on white and on black paper what the color is before you even start coloring with them. I mean, that's super cool. Which also makes them look even more beautiful in the package, I might add. But then, on top of that, they write like a dream. I mean, these suckers are, like, they write so smooth. I mean, they don't clog. They're so shimmery. I mean, look at how shimmery those are, guys. Look at that. Like, these are literally now my favorite glitter pen on the planet. I mean, I cannot tell you guys how, like, can you guys see that shimmer? So pretty. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's beautiful. Y'all see that? Yep. And they're super smooth. Super smooth. I love it. So, if you're looking for a really good glitter pen set, I cannot tell you. I'm telling you right now, this set is It's amazing. It is a luxury line of glitter pens for sure. And again, I got them because they were retractable, and they're rollerball pens too. They're not like the kind of gel pens that like clog. You know what I mean? Like the gel pens that you get that tend to clog. These don't do that because they're rollerball. Yes, Carrie. Hang on, right here. There you go. There's the cornucopia. So I love that they're a rollerball pen. So I got them mainly though because they were retractable, and that's a huge selling point for me because my grandkids are always losing the lids to my pens. I want to see yours, Carrie. You're going to have to send it to me so I can see it, okay? Or post it and tag me. All right. So I definitely wanted to show you guys this. Also, I want to remind everybody that we're getting close to December 1st. And if you have not grabbed the advent calendar from Meeden, they have literally, they're almost out of stock. Okay. Just want you to know it's showing me that they have 93 still left in stock, and that's it. And they started with hundreds, guys, hundreds. And I'm telling you, if you have not gotten it, you're going to miss out on it. Okay. It has a different art supply every single day during the month of December leading up to Christmas Eve. And that is what we're going to do during December. So every day, bye, Carrie. I'll see you later. Every day that every day during the month of December, we're going to open one of the day each day, and we're going to do our tutorial based on whatever art supplies in there. Okay. So this is what we are going to be doing. Hang on. I want to pull it out for you guys, but I don't want to knock over my water because I don't want to make a mess, okay? So hang on and let me get my water out of the way. Okay. All right. So this is the Meeden Advent Calendar. If you have not already gotten this, y'all, look at this. Y'all, this is the first layer. I'm not going to spoil it for you. This is the second layer. I'm not going to tell you what's in it. If you want to know what's in it, you can look on their website. It tells you. But I know what's in it because I have opened every single one of these because I'm terrible at surprises. And I started with number 1 and number 2. And then after I saw those two, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to see what's in the rest of this because these are amazing. And it is literally going to be a month of creativity for the month of December with this thing because every day that I come on live, we're going to do something different. And Carrie, you're going to open yours day by day. Good for you. I'm glad you can stand it. I can't do it. I'm terrible. I'm terrible like that. I just can't. I have to spoil it for myself. And I think it's just, I don't know. I've just never been good at waiting. But I'm excited, and I haven't thought about what I'm going to do with each one as we go. So when we open it, it's going to kind of be like, okay, let's decide what we want to do with this. So it's going to be fun. So we're going to start this December 1st, and we are going to a sneak peek of day 1. I gave everybody a sneak peek of day 5 the other day. But day 1, I'll give you a sneak peek of day 1 just because it's a really cool one. So if you don't want to know, scroll, turn it off really quickly because I don't want you guys to be spoiled if you don't want to know. So carry on puzzling. I'm about to show us what's in day 1. So don't look. Okay. Okay. All right. So, hang on. This is really tight. Okay. So it looks like this. Okay. So it's a brush. It's one of the great little medium brushes, and it has you hook it in like that, and so now you have this little travel brush. Isn't that amazing? And then you pull it apart, and it goes back in here like this and closes back up. Nice, huh? Yeah, travel brush. I know, it's amazing. Okay, so I am so stinking excited about this. It is going to be so much fun, guys. So anyway, they have 93 left in stock, according to what I see on my end. So if you have not grabbed one of these, when we start opening them and we start doing our tutorials, you're going to be sorry that you don't have this kit. So click that link, grab it before they sell out, because they will. Okay, and I actually think they're offering free shipping. Let me look. I want to make sure. I don't want to tell you guys that if they're not. So hang on 1 second and I'm going to tell you. Yes, they do. They're on a 30% off flash sale and free shipping. So can't do better than that. Go ahead and click it. Grab them before they sell out. I doubt they'll restock them since it's so close to December 1st. I can't imagine them restocking them if they sell out. So if you miss it, you just miss it. Sorry. Okay, so be sure you grab one and take advantage of the free shipping. Okay. All right. I think those were the last two things that I wanted to talk about before I got out of here tonight. I have been on here for way too long, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'll show you our calendar one more time before we get off of here, and then I am going to be done. Okay, guys? So, let me fix this back so that you guys can see the calendar one more time. All set up in its beauty and glory. Let me get this in the back where it's supposed to go. Okay, Grabie calendar. And we will be doing December tomorrow morning at 9:30. All right, tomorrow morning at 9:30, we will be doing the month of December and finishing this up completely. All right, there is a coupon code for it right here that you can stack on top of the sale that it's already on. All right. Okay, so we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and tonight's tutorial, was November, which is the second to last. Tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, we will be doing the month of December, and we will be finished with the full year of this Grabie tutorial, or this Grabie calendar. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I had fun, enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody who made purchases tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30 Central Standard Time for the month of December. And we will talk later. Bye, guys.